Gary, you wrote a very influential article called The Art of Losing. It's a very unusual title. Tell us about that article.
Mike, I wrote a number of years ago, I lost a case, and I'd been trying a lot of cases, and my mother died during the course of this case. It was a tough medical malpractice case. And I had quit drinking. I was in kind of a different place in my life. I was the president of the trial lawyers. And I went in this Saturday after the case was over, and I sat down and I was angry that I'd lost the case, but it was a tough case, and I understood it. And I decided to make kind of a list. Like a lawyer, I didn't have a computer at the time. I had a yellow pad, and I wrote down on one side what I didn't like about losing and what I may have learned from losing. And it was good for me to sit back and say, well, you're not going to win all your cases. And so as a result of this kind of reflection, I decided to write an article about what it's like to lose a case. And to my knowledge, there had been almost no articles ever written, nor have there been very many since then, about trial lawyers, of how we can learn from our losses and how important that is. So that article has gotten a lot of play, and I've received a lot of positive feedback. And I think that all the lawyers that I've talked about tell me time and again how they've learned from their losses and how they appreciate the fact that I've been able to be out there and tell it the way it is, when many lawyers don't like to ever talk about their losses. So I'm proud of the fact that I'm willing to talk about losses as well as wins.
Well, Gary, you and I are both authors now. We've written books, and you wrote an excellent book called Getting a Winning Verdict in My Personal Life. Tell us about the book.
Mike, it's a very personal book about my life as a trial lawyer, what it's like to try a lot of cases and go through what a lot of us went through with difficulties with alcohol, difficulties with relationships, difficulties with winning and losing cases, and all the stress and competition that we're in. And I've lived an unusual and interesting life that I elaborate a lot on my book. But I'd like to say something, if I could, about a book you've written.
Well,
okay?
Thank you.
This book is a great book, and I was honored to be able to do part of the foreword in the book. And I think what's important about your book, How David Beats Goliath, is it's exactly what we need as plaintiffs' lawyers to get a even playing field with the other side, who always has more money, always has more resources. We have to have a funding source that is there for us. I have been very happy with Advocate. And in this book, you not only talk about how Advocate works, you talk about how small businesses work. And we are small businesses. I have 6 lawyers in my firm. And lawyers like us need people like you to help work with it. And I've been very pleased to work with you. And I think this is a great book, and I highly recommend it to every plaintiff's lawyer. You really need to understand how our business works. And you have done a great service to us with this book.
Thanks for watching. Send your questions or comments to Michael at mike@howdavidbeatsgoliath.com.